Hi there. I am in the backyard garden reading from the Bible. Today I'm reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 24. In chapter 24, it talks about Balaam's third oracle, and then it finishes up talking about Balaam's fourth oracle. But before I get started, I want to talk just a little bit about what you see in the video today. Today I'm showing you a patch of rain lilies. Rain lilies are a native to Texas. They're a native flower to Texas, and they only bloom after a rainstorm. And we did have rain the other night, and now all of these are in bloom. They're spreading so nicely along the edge of this raised garden bed. Okay, enough about the garden. Back to Bible reading. Today I'm reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 24. The reading begins. Now, Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, so he did not go, as at other times, to look for omens, but set his face toward the wilderness. Balaam looked up and saw Israel camping tribe by tribe. Then the Spirit of God came upon him, and he uttered his oracle, saying, "The oracle of Balaam, son of Beor, the oracle of the man whose eye is clear, the oracle of one who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down, but with eyes uncovered. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your encampments, O Israel, like palm groves that stretch far away, the gardens beside the river, like aloes that the Lord has planted, like cedar trees beside the waters. Water shall flow from his buckets, and his seed shall have abundant water. His king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God, who brings him out of Egypt, is like the horns of the wild ox for him. He shall devour the nations that are his foes, and break their bones. He shall strike with his arrows. He crouched, he lay down like a lion, and like a lioness who will rouse him up. Blessed is everyone who blesses you, and cursed is everyone who curses you." Then Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. Balak said to Balaam, "I summoned you to curse my enemies, but instead you have blessed them these 3 times. Now be off with you. Go home. I said, I will reward you richly, but the Lord has denied you any reward." And Balaam said to Balak, "Did I not tell your messengers whom you sent to me? If Balak should give me his house full of silver and gold, I would not be able to go beyond the word of the Lord, to do either good or bad of my own will. What the Lord says, that is what I will say. So now I'm going to my people. Let me advise you what this people will do to your people in the days to come." So he uttered his oracle, saying, "The oracle of Balaam, son of Beor, the oracle of the man whose eye is clear, the oracle of one who hears the words of God and knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down, but with his eyes uncovered. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. It shall crush the borderlands of Moab and the territory of all the Shiites. Edom will become a possession, Seir a possession of its enemies. While Israel does valiantly, one out of Jacob shall rule and destroy the survivors of Ur. Then he looked on Amalek and uttered his oracle, saying, First among the nations was Amalek, but its end is to perish forever. Then he looked on the Kenite and uttered his oracle, saying, Enduring is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. Yet Cain is destined for burning. How long shall Ashur take you away captive? Again he uttered his oracle, saying, Alas, who shall live when God does this? But ships shall come from Kittim, and shall afflict Ashur and Abor, and he shall also perish forever. Then Balaam got up and went back to his place, and Balak also went his way. This ends the reading of Numbers chapter 24.